It was supposed to be the perfect night for a 12-year-old, an empty house, a stack of video games, and a hot pizza on the way. In the quiet safety of her small hometown, danger felt like something that happened somewhere else, to other people. But that night, a stranger came to her door. First, as a delivery man with a smile and a casual question, "Are you alone here?" Hours later, as a shadow in the darkness, knocking softly, asking to be let in. What began as an ordinary evening would turn into a heart-pounding game of survival, where every decision could mean the difference between safety and disaster. And by the time the police arrived, it was clear this was no coincidence. It was the kind of town people describe as safe. Quiet streets lined with trimmed lawns, spacious backyards, and neighbors who waved when you passed. The little village nearby had its cluster of shops, family-owned restaurants, and that small-town charm where the air felt light and the nights were calm. It was the sort of place where you didn't need to glance over your shoulder at night, where parents felt comfortable letting their kids roam a bit more freely. For one 12-year-old, that sense of safety was about to be shattered. On this particular weekend, her parents were heading out for the evening. Normally, her grandparents would watch over her and her older sister, but her sister was away, and at 12 she was finally considered old enough to be trusted alone for the night. Her parents left her with a few instructions, a little cash for dinner, and the kind of freedom that, for a kid, felt like winning the lottery. Pizza, video games, an empty house. It was shaping up to be the perfect night. She settled into her favorite pastime, playing James Bond on her PS2, running through a familiar mission for the third time. When she finally beat it, she called the local pizza place, Johnny's. A short walk from home, though she chose delivery. She ordered a regular pie, planning to eat a few slices and save the rest as her mum had taught her. Not long after, the doorbell rang. She hurried down the stairs, cash in hand, ready for dinner. The man standing there wasn't what she expected. He was in his 30s, a bit rough-looking, with a long unkempt beard, glasses, and a black trucker hat. He handed over the pizza and her change, but before she could close the door, his eyes shifted past her into the house. Then came the question that set off a faint alarm in her mind. "You alone here?" She froze. It was the kind of question her parents had warned her about. Thinking quickly, she lied. "My parents are on their way home," but it was too late. The stranger had already noticed there were no cars in the driveway, that a child had answered the door. She closed it quickly, locked it, and went back upstairs. The evening carried on without incident, until around 11 o'clock, the doorbell rang again. Expecting her parents, she ran downstairs, calling out, "Mum, Dad," but the voice that answered was unfamiliar. A man said he needed help, that he needed to use the phone. She asked who it was. He repeated the same request, his voice calm but insistent. Fear prickled the back of her neck. She turned away from the door without looking out the window and headed back upstairs. She knew without a doubt, opening that door would be a mistake. As she climbed the stairs, a loud knock echoed through the house. The man called out again, this time saying, "Wait, please, I need help." He'd seen her through the glass at the top of the door. He was watching her. In the dim porch light, she caught the outline of his head, his stillness unsettling. Heart pounding, she darted to her parents' bedroom and grabbed the upstairs phone, calling her mum. Her mum's voice shifted instantly from relaxed to urgent as she heard the situation. She asked one crucial question. "Did anyone know you were home alone?" The answer came without hesitation. "The pizza guy." Her mum told her to lock the bedroom door and stay put. She and her father called the police from the restaurant they were at and hurried outside to get better reception. The house was silent, until it wasn't. From her parents' bedroom, she heard the backyard gate creak open, slowly, deliberately. The summer night air was still drifting in through the open windows, carrying every sound. She whispered this to her mum, who urged her to stay quiet and keep the lights off. Moments later, faint footsteps moved inside the house. Her mum's voice tightened. "Hide under the bed now." She obeyed, pressing herself against the floor, her small hands gripping the carpet. Downstairs, the intruder's footsteps moved from room to room. Then, they began to climb the stairs. They paused near her sister's bedroom, then her own. Finally, they stopped outside her parents' door. The doorknob turned once, twice, as if testing its strength. There was a light knock. The man said nothing. Then the knob turned again before the footsteps retreated down the hall. She didn't move, didn't speak. Every instinct told her that even breathing too loudly could give her away. Minutes crawled by before her mum told her the police had arrived. She expected the front door to be forced open, but instead she heard officers' voices calling her name from inside the house. The intruder was gone, the back door left ajar, the sliding window wide open. 2 officers stayed upstairs with her while 2 searched downstairs. She told them everything. About the man at the door, her suspicion of the delivery driver, every detail she could remember. Her parents arrived soon after, shaken but grateful she was unharmed. The next night, her parents took her to Johnny's to see if she could identify the delivery man. He wasn't there, but when they described him to the manager, he said it matched an employee named Phil, who happened to be out on delivery. After hearing the story, the manager denied it could have been him and asked them to leave. They never saw the man again. No charges were filed, and though life eventually returned to normal, it was a long time before her parents felt safe leaving her home alone again. She remained certain of one thing: whoever was at her door that night knew she was alone, and the only person who could have known was the man who brought her pizza.